from Sharjah, UAE, welcoming all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. So I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I'd like to read the 10 offenses to the holy names which are to be awarded, written by Srila Vyasadeva in the Padma Purana. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. Number 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Number 6, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the chanting of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as repetitive activities. Karma Kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Number 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success, such as Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. So today we will be moving on to the next session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. But before moving on to this session, I would like to know who are all present on the call today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago, Elgin.
Hare Krishna, Yashmati Priya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjri Leela Devidasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj and Gauranga. This is Harita from Missouri City, Texas, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call, and thank you so much for all your services to the Sangha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Ashrama devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Shyama Gaura Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shyama Gauri Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna, and thank you so much for all your services to the Sangha, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Pritidasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anybody else who would like to introduce themselves? Okay, we have a chat message from Shobha Mataji telling that there is plenty of rain and flood across in Trinidad. Okay, so we'll pray to Lord Narasimha Dev to protect all of them who are all stuck in the flood. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Anyone who would like to introduce themselves? Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. So today we will be moving on to our next session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, which will be given by His Grace Radhika Vallabha Prabhu. But before moving on to the session, I would like to read the introduction of Prabhuji. His Grace Radhika Vallabha Prabhuji is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and Prabhuji completed BTech and MTech from IIT Mumbai in 2001, and then he worked in IT for 2 years. However, Prabhuji's heart got attracted to Krishna conscious. So since 2003, and since 2003, he has been serving in as Brahmachari Ashram, in Brahmachari Ashram of Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Temple. And Prabhuji has served in the Sikh Devotee Care and DT department. And Prabhuji has also served in the education department since 2013 and does youth preaching and congregation preachings as well. Prabhuji is a teacher of Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhav, and Prabhuji has been teaching in Bhakti Vedanta Vidyapita, Govardhan Eco Village in Varda, Mumbai. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call and giving us your valuable time and association. Hare Krishna. And today's verse will be from Canto 8, Chapter 4, and the verse is 13th verse. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Ram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Tadati Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। Welcome all the devotees in this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. I would like to express my gratitude for giving this opportunity to speak some words on Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we are discussing from the 8th canto, chapter 4, text number 13. I'll share the screen. Okay, sir. Evam
If you like to share, you
vimokshya.
can
If you shared it already. एवं विमोक्ष्य गजयूतपमब्जनाभस्तेनापि पार्षदगतिं गमितेन युक्तः. So maybe somebody can repeat after me. I'll read the first line. एवं विमोक्ष्य गजयूतपमब्जनाभस्
एवं विमोक्ष्य गजयूतपम् sorry. एवं विमोक्ष्य गजयूतपम् अब्जनाभस्
तेनापि पार्षदगतिं गमितेन युक्तः.
तेनापि पार्षदगतिं गमितेन युक्तः
गन्धर्वसिद्धविबुधैरुपगीयमाण
गन्धर्वसिद्धविबुधैरुपगीयमान
कर्माद्भुतं स्वभवनं गरुडासनोगात्
कर्माद्भुतं स्वभवनं गरुडासनोगात्
Word to word translation. Evam, thus, vimokshya, delivering, Gajayutapam, the king of the elephants, Gajendra, Abjanabha, the supreme personality of Godhead, from whose navel sprouts a lotus flower. Tena, by him, Gajendra, Api also, Parshada Gatim, the position of the Lord's associate, Gamitena, who had already gotten, Yuktaha, accompanied, Gandharva, by the denizens of Gandharva Loka, Siddha, the denizens of Siddha Loka, Vibhudaihi, and by all the great learned sages, Upagiyamana, were being glorified, Karma, whose transcendental activities, Adbhutam, all wonderful, Swabhavanam, to his own abode, Garudasanaha, sitting on the back of Garuda, Agat, returned. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Upon delivering the king of the elephants from the clutches of the crocodile and from material existence, which resembles a crocodile, the Lord awarded him the status of Sarupya Mukti. In the presence of the Gandharvas, the Siddhas, and the other demigods, who are praising the Lord for his wonderful transcendental activities. The Lord, sitting on the back of his carrier Garuda, returned to his all-wonderful abode and took Gajendra with him. Purport. In this verse, the word Vimokshya is significant. For a devotee, moksha or mukti, salvation means getting the position of the Lord's associate. The impersonalists are satisfied to get the liberation of merging in the Brahman effulgence. But for a devotee, mukti means not to merge in the effulgence of the Lord, but to be directly promoted to the Vaikuntha planets and to become an associate of the Lord. In this regard, there is a relevant verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Tattenu kampam susamikshramano bunjana yevatmakritam vipakam hridvagvapurbhir vidadannamaste jiveta yo muktipade sadayabhak. One who seeks your compassion and thus tolerates all kinds of adverse conditions due to the karma of his past deeds, who engages always in your devotional service with his mind, words, and body, and who always offers obeisances unto you, is certainly a bona fide candidate for liberation. A devotee who tolerates everything in this material world and patiently executes his devotional service can become Mukti Padesa Dayabhak, a bona fide candidate for liberation. The word Dayabhak refers to a hereditary right to the Lord's mercy. A devotee must simply engage in devotional service, not caring about the material situations. Then he automatically becomes a rightful candidate for promotion to Vaikuntha Loka. The devotee who renders unalloyed service to the Lord gets the right to be promoted to Vaikuntha Loka, just as a son inherits the property of his father. When a devotee gets liberation, he becomes free from material contamination and engages as a servant of the Lord. This is explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Muktir hitvanyata rupam swarupena vyavasthitihi. The word swarupa refers to sarupya mukti, going back home, back to Godhead, and remaining the Lord's eternal associate, having regained a spiritual body exactly resembling that of the Lord, with 4 hands holding the Shankha, Chakra, Gada, and Padma. The difference between the mukti of the impersonalist and that of the devotee is that the devotee is immediately appointed an eternal servant of the Lord, whereas the impersonalist, although merging in the effulgence of the Brahma Jyoti, is still insecure and therefore generally falls again to this material world. Aruhya krichrena param padam tata patantyado anadrita yushmadangrayah. Although the impersonalist rises to the Brahman effulgence and enters into that effulgence, he has no engagement in the service of the Lord, and therefore he is again attracted to materialistic philanthropic activities. Thus he comes down to open hospitals and educational institutions, feed poor men, and perform similar materialistic activities, which the impersonalist thinks are more precious than serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anadrita Yushmadangrayah. The impersonalists do not think that the service of the Lord is more valuable than serving the poor man or starting a school or a hospital. Although they say, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, Brahman is real and the material world is false, they are nonetheless very eager to serve the false material world and neglect the service of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. It's a very beautiful shloka. We are almost coming to the end of the Gajendra Moksha pastime. So in this from the next shloka, the Falastuti will start. But in the shloka, Shukdev Goswami is explaining that how the Lord delivered Gajendra from the clutches of the crocodile. And the Lord also gave him the Sarupya Mukti. And while being glorified by Gandharva, Siddha and Vibhuda and the other great personalities, the Supreme Lord, while being seated in his Garuda carrier, he departed to his own abode. That is the shloka. Let us see the shloka a little more closely. You can keep sharing the screen. Yes, the shloka can be shared in the screen. So, evam gajayutapam vimokshya. Gajayutapam vimokshya. So, gajayutapam means what? Gajayutapam means that the king of the elements. Utapam, Prabhupada translates as the king of the elephants. Evam Gaja Utapam Vimokshya. In this way, after delivering the king of the elephants, that is Gajendra, Parshada Gatim Gamitena, and also awarding him the position of a Parshada. Parshada Gatim Gamitena. Tenapi Yuktaha. Parshada Gatim Gamitena Tenapi Yuktaha. Gandharva Siddha Vibudaihi Upagiyamana Karma Abjanabha Garudasanaha Adbhutam Swabhavanam Agat. This is the Anvaya of the shloka. So the Bhagavan Swabhavanam Agat. He departed to his own abode. So Adbhutam can be the adjective for Swabhavanam. Or karma, it can be adjective for Karma Adbhutam also, but it is described as an adjective for Swabhavanam. The Lord departed to his astonishing abode. Garudasanaha, that Lord who was situated in the Garuda. Abjanabaha, that Lord who is having a lotus navel. So Abjanabaha Garudasanaha Adbhutam Swabhavanam Agat. The lotus naveled Lord who was seated on Garuda departed, went back to his astonishing abode. Adbhutam Swabhavanam Agat. So, and also Gandharva Siddha Vibudaihi Upagiyamana Karma. This is also another adjective for the Lord. That Supreme Lord whose activities were glorified by Gandharva, Siddha and Vibhuda. These are all residents of the higher planets. Gandharva Siddha Vibudaihi Upagiyamana Karma Abjanabaha Garudasanaha Adbhutam Swabhavanam Agat. So that Supreme Lord was glorified by these personalities, went back to his abode. And then it's also described that that Supreme Lord, after delivering Gajendra, Evam Gajayutapam Vimokshya Parshadagatim Gamitena Tenapi Yuktaha. So, a more literal translation is that the Supreme Lord, in this way, after delivering Gajendra, Gajayutapam Vimokshya, Parshadagatim Gamitena, he made Gajendra his own associate. And then while the Gandharva, Siddha and the Vibhudas Vibhuta refers to the Devatas. When they were glorifying this particular Leela of the Lord, that Supreme Lord took Gajendra along with him, and then Adbhutam Swagamanam Agat. The Supreme Lord returned to his Alaukika, or astonishing abode called as Vaikuntha. So that is the meaning of the shloka. So let us see some of the words more closely. So the Lord is called as Abjanabha, the lotus naveled Lord. So lotus is the most beautiful in the Bhagavan's creation. So therefore, every part of the body of the Lord is compared to the lotus. Prachetas are glorifying the Lord. Namak Kamala Nabhaya, Namak Kamala Maline, Namak Kamala Padaya, Namaste Kamalekshana, Namak Kamala Kinjalka, Pishanga Mala Vasase, Sarva Bhuta Nivasaya, Namo Yungshmahi Sakshine. I offer my obeisances to the Supreme Lord, who is having a lotus navel, lotus feet, who is having a lotus garland, who is having a lotus eyes, and who is having a Namak Kamala Kinjalka Pishanga Mala Vasate, who is having a Pitambara Vastra. When Queen Kunti is also saying that Namak Pankaja Nabhaya, Namak Pankaja Maline, Namak Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangraye. Now Queen Kunti also compares every limb of the Supreme Lord with a lotus. So for Abja Nabha word is there. So Garuda Sanaha. So the Lord has a Garuda as a carrier. When the Garuda flaps his wings, by the flapping of the wings, Garuda sings the Samaveda, the hymns of Kamaveda, and glorifies the Lord. So we see in the shloka that the Lord awarded Gajendra liberation not only from the clutches of crocodile, but he also awarded the Vaikuntha. He awarded the Parshada, the position of an associate, or the Sarupya Mukti in particular. So some Vaishnava Acharyas in the Sri Sampradaya, they say that when the Lord delivered Ajamil, when he chanted the holy names, in front of everyone, the Vishnudutas came and stopped the Yamadutas from taking Ajamil to hell. So there was a Drishtapala. Drishtapala means in front of the eyes, the result of chanting the holy names was seen. What was that? What was seen? That Ajamil was stopped. The Yamadutas were stopped by the Vishnudutas in taking Ajamil to hell. So this is an example of Drishtapala. When Draupadi chanted the holy names in the Asat Sabha, so Krishna did not appear visibly, but without appearing visibly, Krishna protected Draupadi. Without Krishna protected Draupadi without appearing visibly. Krishna protected Draupadi's reputation. So Krishna protecting Draupadi, this is an example of Adrishtapala. Adrishtapala, because Krishna did not appear visibly, but the phala, the result was seen. Draupadi was protected from the effort of Dushasana, who was trying to disrobe Draupadi. And the Gajendra being protected by the Lord, this is given as an example for Drishta Adrishta Pala. That means there is an element of Drishta Pala and there is an element of Adrishta Pala. Both were there. So this Vaishnava Acharya say that the Lord liberated Gajendra from the clutches of crocodile. This aspect is a Drishtapala. And the Lord awarding Gajendra the Sarupya Mukti, the position of an associate in the Vaikuntha, this aspect is an example of Adrishtapala. So in that way also this episode is seen. And in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, this Gajendra episode is also given comparison by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in an interesting way. He says that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India, it is described that Nana Mata Graha Grastan Dakshinatya Janadvipan Kriparina Vimuchaitan Gauras Chakresa Vaishnavan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he transformed the residents of South India. That is being described by Kaviraj Goswami. So the people of South India, they were as strong as the elephants. But they were in the clutches of the crocodiles of various philosophies, such as the Buddhist philosophy, Jain philosophy, Mayavada philosophy, etc. But the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with his disc of mercy, he delivered the people of South India from the clutches of these crocodile-like philosophies by making them into Vaishnavas, the devotees of the Lord. So there, the Jain philosophy, Mayavad philosophy, Buddhist philosophy, they were compared to the crocodile. So Prabhupada in this purport, he also says that crocodile represents the material existence also. Crocodile represents the material existence because the material existence is a place of duality. It's a place of happiness and distress. Everyone in the material existence is actually under the clutches of a crocodile. Sometimes our life may be comfortable. That means we are under the blunt teeth of crocodile. So therefore, maybe temporarily we are feeling little comfort in our life. But when the crocodile changes its teeth, we come under the attack of the crocodile's sharp teeth. At that time, we experience misery. So, but all the time we are under the clutches of the crocodile. So sometimes it may be blunt teeth, therefore we may think that the life is comfortable. But it is just a matter of time that the teeth of the crocodile will change. So the Lord liberated Gajendra from the clutches of the crocodile and also from the material existence. We see that Gajendra approached the Lord to get relief from the distress. He is an example of Artha. Dhruva Maharaj approached the Lord to gain something. He is an example of Artharthi. But both of them, when they actually performed devotional service, they became purified. That they did not, when the Dhruva Maharaj, when the Lord gave darshan to Dhruva Maharaj did not actually pray for the position greater than that of Lord Brahma. Rather, he only prayed to become an associate of the Lord. bhaktim muhu pravakatam tvayime prasango yenan bhuyad ananta magatam amalashayanam yenanja solbanam uru vyasanam bhavabdim neshe bhavat gunakatamrita panamataha. Dhruva Maharaj prayed to get the association of the devotees, to become the associate of the devotees in Vaikuntha. And but the Lord, he chose to fulfill his previous material desire. Therefore, he awarded him Dhruvaloka. He awarded him rulership over the entire planet for 36,000 years. And he also awarded him Dhruvaloka. And he also awarded residence in Vaikuntha after that. So Lord chose to fulfill his previous material desires, and he also awarded him Krishna Prem. He also awarded him Vaikuntha. Both were awarded by the Lord to Dhruva. Gajendra also, although initially Gajendra approached the Lord to get out of the clutches of the crocodile, but ultimately Gajendra prayed not simply for the relief from the distress. Gajendra prayed to be released from the clutches of Ajnana, from the clutches of Avidya. Jiji vishe nahamiha muyakim antarbahishcha vritayeva yonya ichchami kalena yasya viplavas tasyatma loka varanasya moksham. Gajendra prayed for ultimate liberation, from the liberation from the material existence. He prayed for pure devotional service. Ekantino yasyana kanchanartam vanchanti yevai bhagavat prapanna atyadbhutam tacharitam sumangalam gayanta ananda samudramagna. He prayed for the association of the pure devotees. So, therefore, the Lord not only liberated Gajendra from the clutches of the crocodile, but he also liberated him from the material existence. And therefore, he also awarded him the Sarupya Mukti. And all the residents of the higher planets, they were glorifying the act of the Supreme Lord. And the Lord returned to his abode. So we see that in this purport, Prabhupada comments on the word Vimoksha. Vimoksha and Parshada Gatim, the Gajendra attained Sarupya Mukti. So, what is the qualification to go back to Vaikuntha? Srila Prabhupada quotes a very important shloka. His Holiness Chandramouli Swami Maharaj, in one class, he explained that after the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the most important shloka is basically this particular shloka. Tattenu kampam susamikshamano bunjana yevatma kritam vipakam Kridvag Vapurbir Vidadan Namaste Jivetayo Mukti Padesa Dayaba. Just 1 minute. So this particular shloka, Tattenu Kampam Susamikshamano. We will just discuss a little bit from the shloka. So this shloka is also quoted by Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Out of the 64 items of sadhana bhakti, the 44th item of sadhana bhakti is that expecting the Lord's mercy. Tat kripa ikshanam, expecting the Lord's mercy. In that regard, Rupa Goswami quotes the shloka. So, my dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for you the shelter of liberation, for that is his rightful claim. So in this shloka, two things are mentioned: expecting the glance of mercy and offering obeisances to the Supreme Lord with one's body, mind, and words. So, while tolerating the sufferings a person experiences in his life, such a person is the right candidate for attaining Vaikuntha, Mukti Padesa Dayabhak. So the Lord exists as the property to be apportioned to the devotee. Just like to get the property of one's father or grandfather, one has to remain as the son. So similarly, in order to attain Vaikuntha, in order to become an associate of the Supreme Lord, in order to attain Krishna Prema, one has to remain a devotee in all circumstances, especially when a person is going through reversals. So at that time, Tattenu Kampam Susamikshmano Bunjana Yevatma Atmakritam Vipakam. So I am experiencing the suffering for my own karma, Atmakritam Vipakam. And in fact, Krishna has given a small token. I deserve to suffer much more. When a person feelingly thinks like that, and at the same time, Hridvag Vapurbir Vidadan Namaste, offering obeisances to Supreme Lord with one's body, mind, and words. Such a person becomes the qualified, right candidate for attaining Vaikuntha. So Atmakritam Vipakam means happiness and suffering that occur during the performance of bhakti. So we see that, so basically this particular shloka, Tattenu Kampam Susamikshmano, it shows that how a devotee should completely trust the Supreme Lord. One should be a trusted devotee of the Lord. Even if there are very difficult situations happening in one's life, one must have complete trust in Krishna, that Krishna is my well-wisher. Whatever I am suffering, it is because of me only. I deserve much more, but Krishna has given a small token for my own purification. So Susamikshamana means the devotee sees clearly, Susamikshamana, clearly and accurately, that all this suffering is nothing but your mercy. And he knows that the happiness and distress that he is experiencing stems from the Lord's mercy alone. And it is just like a father, sometimes he may give a nourishing milk to the son, and sometimes he may give a bitter neem juice to the son. But a son understands that both are for my own benefit. Father is concerned about my welfare, whether he gives me sweet milk or whether he gives me neem juice. That means a devotee has complete trust in Krishna. The same attitude is also exhibited by Prithu Maharaj. In Prithu Maharaj's concluding prayer to Vishnu, 4th canto, 22nd chapter. Tvanmaya yadda janayisha kandito. Tvanmaya yadda janayisha kandito. Yadanya dashasta ritatmano buddha. Yatacharet balahitam pita swayam. Tatatvam evar hasinas samihitam. So the Lord Vishnu asked Prithu Maharaj, I want to give you benediction. I am pleased by your wonderful behavior. Lord Vishnu said that I am very pleased by your wonderful behavior. I want to give you benediction. But Prithu Maharaj is saying that just like a father knows what is best for the welfare of the son, you know what is best for me. Therefore, you only decide whatever is best for me and then give that benediction. You don't have to ask my opinion about what I want. You don't have to ask my opinion for confirmation. I am giving this benediction. Is it all right with you? No, you don't have to ask like that. I have complete trust in you. So that complete trust in Krishna, that is the mood of this same shloka. Tattenu kampam susamikshamanu. So this verse is quoted in so many places in the Bhagavatam. Bali Maharaj, when he was bound by Vamanadev in front of everyone, that time Bali Maharaj says that Pumsam shlagyatamam manye dandam arhattamarpitam yamnamata pitabrata suhrudas chadishantihi. I consider the punishment by the Supreme Lord to be better than the so-called acts of welfare by my relatives. I consider the punishment given by the Supreme Lord to be much superior to the good welfare activities done by my relatives. So, Bali Maharaj, in that condition also, he is having complete trust in the Supreme Lord. And Parishit Maharaj says that Tasyaiva megasya paravaresho vyasakta chittasya griheshvabhikshnam nirveda mulo dvijashaparupo yatra prasakta bayamashu datte. Parishit Maharaj says that Krishna has tasyaiva megasya paravaresho vyasakta chittasya griheshvabhikshnam nirveda mulo dvijashaparupo yatra prasakto bayamashu datte. Krishna himself has come in the form of this curse of this Brahmana Shringi. Krishna has come in the form of the curse in order to make me detached. Tammopayatum pratiyantu vipra gangecha devi dritachittam ishe. Gangecha devi dritachittam ishe dvijopasrishta kuhakastakshapo va Dashatvalam Gayata Vishnu Gatha. Parishit Maharaj says that all of you please go on singing the glories of the Supreme Lord. Let the Takshaka bird come and bite me. I'm not afraid of it. All of you simply go on singing the glories of the Supreme Lord. And I'm not afraid of the Takshaka. I'm not afraid of this curse by this Brahmana. So Parishit Maharaj, he has no revenge towards Shringi, and he considered that curse to be like Krishna himself has come in the form of the curse. So Parishit Maharaj also exhibited the same quality. Tattenu kampam susamikshamanu. And many other examples. For example, Chitraketu Maharaj, when he was cursed by Parvati, he also, what was the response of Chitraketu Maharaj? Gunapravaha yetasmin kahashoko kon anugraha kim sukam dukkam evava gunapravaha yetasmin kahasvarga narakakova kim sukam dukkam evava kahashapo kon anugraha kim sukam dukkam evava. In the fast flowing river of this material existence, what is a heaven, what is a hell? They are all very temporary. And what is happiness and what is distress? Everything is very temporary. So in that way, he considered that curse of Parvati. He did not actually mind that curse. He embraced that curse with a grateful attitude. Prahlad Maharaj also says, Evam swakarma patitam bhavavaitaranyam. I have fallen into the samsara by my own karma. Anyonya janma marana sharanabhita bhitam. Pashyanjanam swaparavigraha vairamaitram. Pashyanjanam swaparavigraha vairamaitram. Prahlad Maharaj says that this is in 7th canto, 9th chapter, 41st shloka. Hanteti parachara pipruhi mooda madhya. So Prahlad Maharaj says that you are always transcendently situated on the other side of the river of death. But because of my own past karma, we are suffering on this side in the material existence. Indeed, we have fallen into this river and are repeatedly suffering the birth and death and eating horrible things. Now kindly look upon us, not only upon me, but also upon all others who are suffering. Hanteti parachara pipruhi mooda madhya. And by your causeless compassion, deliver us and maintain us. In this way, that this theme of the shloka, Tattena Kampam Mikshamana, comes in many places. Even in the prayers of the personified Vedas. Personified Vedas also speak this same theme. 10.87.17. Dhritaya iva shvasantya asubruto yedite anuvida. Only if they become your faithful followers are those who breathe actually alive. That means those people who are your faithful followers in all circumstances, they are the people who are truly breathing. They are the people who are truly alive. Other people who are not your faithful followers, they are living dead people. Or their breathing is like that of the bellows. The bellows, when you are bellows, also some air comes out, but bellows has no life. That means those people who are not your faithful followers, especially during distress, such people such people are living dead people. So Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Devotion that this statement of the Srimad Bhagavatam should be the guide of all devotees. A devotee should not expect immediate relief from the reactions of his past misdeeds. No conditioned soul is free from such reactionary experiences, because material existence means continued suffering or enjoying of the past activities. So generally, many times when a person takes to bhakti, we unconsciously develop a expectation of a miracle in our life. But Prabhupada says that a devotee should not expect immediate relief from the reactions of his past misdeeds. In fact, Parikshit Maharaj prayed that, let me get the reaction to my uncivilized act of disrespecting Samika Rishi. Let me get the reaction immediately. Let me get the reaction completely. I don't want any concession. And let the whole reaction come to me only. Let it not go to any family members. So, Parikshit Maharaj's example is that how a devotee does not expect miracle in his life. Then Prabhupada says that if one has finished his material activities, then there is no more birth. This is possible only when one begins Krishna conscious activities, because such activities produce no reaction. Therefore, as soon as one becomes perfect in Krishna consciousness, he is not going to take birth again. But a devotee who is not perfectly freed from the resultant actions, he will experience certain suffering. Such a person should continue to act in Krishna consciousness seriously, even though there may be many impediments. When such impediments arise, he should simply think of Krishna and expect his mercy. And that is the only solace. So therefore, we see that Rupa Goswami also says that Utsahan Nishchayat Dhairyat Tattat Karma Pravartanat Sangatyagat Satovritte Shadbir Bhakti Prasidhyati. 6 things which are favorable for bhakti. One of the things is that dhairya. What is the definition of dhairya? Sthira chitton natir yatu sa dhairyam iti katyate. Dhairya is defined as the stability in one's consciousness even when there is a agitation. Or another meaning of dhairya is that Shobasya karane api Shobha anudbhavo dhairyamiti. Shobhanudbhavo dhairyamiti. To remain undisturbed, even though there may be a reason for disturbance, that is known as dhairya. So there are two aspects of dhairya. One is perseverance, another is not becoming agitated. So therefore, we see that perfection is not attained by our demand. We have to patiently wait for the perfection. We have to patiently wait for the fruit of Krishna Prema to come in our life. Just like when you are watering the root of when you are watering the tree, even though you may be watering the tree properly, protecting the tree from the weeds, but the fruit will come only at the appropriate time. Achodhyamanani yata pushpani cha palani cha swamkalam nati vartante tata dharma purakritam. The fruits and flowers naturally spring up at their proper destined time, even without any external impetus. Similar is the case with dharma. Similar is the case with the devotional service. It will bear its desired fruit of Krishna Prema at the specific appropriate time. But becoming impatient, I want Krishna Prema immediately. I want perfection immediately. It is like giving chemical injections and making the tree bear fruits faster. Many times by using chemical injections, they hasten the process of ripening. Mangoes are available even before the season because of they inject chemical injections and they make the tree bear fruits faster. But such fruits will have a lot of chemicals that will not be good for the health. That will not be good for the soil also. So therefore, becoming impatient and expecting immediate result or expecting miracle is not conducive for progress in bhakti. So perfection is attained only by the sweet will of the Lord. Katha Upanishad says that Nayamatma pravachanena labhyo na medaya na bahuna shrutena yam evaisha vrunate tena labhyas tasyaisha atma vivrunate tanum swam. The Supreme Lord is not attainable simply by the study of the Vedas, nor by one's intelligence, nor by hearing from various authorities. He is attained only by one whom he himself personally selects. To such a person, he manifests his own form. Therefore, the Bhagavatam, even Narada Muni told Dhruva Maharaj, Yasya yad daiva vihitam sattena sukadukkayoho atmanam toshayan dehi tamasap param richati. One should try to keep himself satisfied in any situation of life, whether it's in distress or in happiness, which is offered by the supreme will of the Lord. A person who endures in this way is able to cross over the darkness of nescience very easily. So therefore, this dhairya, Rupa Goswami also in the Padyavali, in the Stavamala, he quotes a shloka. Prachinanam bhajanamatulam dushkaram shinvato me nairashyena jvalati hridayam bhaktileshalasasya vishwadrijim agaharatava kanyakarunyavicim asha bindu kshitimidamupait antare hanta shaityam. So Rupa Goswami is saying that, O destroyer of Agasura, he is praying to Krishna, I am lazy in performing even a tiny fragment of devotional service. So therefore, when I hear about the incomparable devotional service performed by the previous great sadhus, my heart naturally burns out of disappointment. I become hopeless. However, when I hear about your all-pervading waves of mercy in this universe, which benefits all entities, from Brahma all the way down to the lowest creatures, when I think of your mercy, when I think of your quality as Dina Bandhu, Kripa Sindhu, my heart is immediately cooled down due to being touched by the moistened drop of hope. This is an example of Asha Bandha, hope against hope. When a person thinks of one's own devotional service, one feels so insignificant, one feels hopeless. But when a person thinks about the quality of Krishna's compassion, one gains hope. So therefore, the dhairya is one of the important qualification mentioned. One has to patiently suffer the difficulties and while being faithful to the Supreme Lord. So I will also discuss briefly. Yesterday's shlokas about Agastya Muni cursing Gajendra, the Jiva Goswami's purports, were they discussed in yesterday's classes? Can anybody say? Agastya cursing Indradevna Maharaj, in that were the comments of Jiva Goswami, were they discussed?
No.
Okay.
No, it is not.
Okay, I'll just discuss briefly about Agastya Rishi cursing Indradevna Maharaj. So there's an interesting comment given by Jiva Goswami, which is worth hearing. So I'll share my screen, because this Agastya Rishi cursing Indradevna Maharaj, it appears that it's a very disproportionate curse. Indradevna Maharaj is after all absorbed in worshipping the Supreme Lord, and Agastya Rishi cursed him. That it appears that maybe Agastya Rishi punished him more than he over-punished Indradevna Maharaj. It may appear like that. So, but Jiva Goswami's commentary is important. We'll discuss that. So, Chukopaha iti na swa avamanena kintu vidyadikramena. So Agastya Rishi cursed Indradevna Maharaj not because that he was personally insulted. Na swa avamanena. It's not that Agastya Rishi felt insulted. Oh, Indradevna Maharaj did not welcome me. Not because of certain personal insult, but kintu vidya adikramena. But rather the reason is that Indradevna Maharaj did not follow a important vidhi atikramena. That is why Chukopa, therefore he cursed. Atayeva Vipra avamanteti vakshyati. Vipravamanteti vakshyati. So what is that vidhi atikrama which Indradevna Maharaj performed? That Indradevna Maharaj did not respect the Brahmanas, the Vaishnavas who came. Agastya Rishi came along with his disciples. Indradevna Maharaj failed to receive them. That is the mistake he committed. He did not respect the devotees. Anena cha purva vipreshu avagyanam kritavaniti bodhyate. By this is also shown that purva vipreshu avagyanam. Indradyumna Maharaj previously also he had committed certain disrespect towards the Brahmanas. Purva Purveshu Vipreshu Avagyanam. He had previously also disrespected some of the Brahmanas. That is also indicated. So Tatra Hetuhu. So what is the reason? What is the reason that Indradyumna Maharaj disrespected the Brahmanas? Stabda Matir Ityanena Darshitaha. Because Indradyumna Maharaj had a Stabda Mati. He had an intelligence which was Stabda. He had a dull intelligence. Stabda Mati. That is the reason for his disrespecting the Brahmanas. Kopa Vidanam cha idam tad aparada janya mahadukka bhagantara shantaye abuditi kripa mayameva jneyam. When Agastya Rishi exhibited anger towards Indradyumna Maharaj, actually Indradyumna Maharaj, for his offense, he is supposed to experience mahadukka. That aparada janya mahadukka bhagantara shantaye. Indradyumna Maharaj is supposed to experience great distress, mahadukka. But Agastya Rishi, mahadukka bhagantara shantaye, he didn't want Indradyumna Maharaj to experience that such great distress. Rather, by his mercy, kripamayameva, by his mercy, he exhibited the anger and he toned down the suffering. He reduced the suffering of Indradyumna Maharaj. Evam ityardakam. Evam ityardakam. Ata eva agastyo bhagavaniti. Therefore, if you see in the previous, I think 10th and 11th shloka, Agastya is described by the word Bhagavan. Why is called as Bhagavan? Dayalutva sarvagyatvad. Dayalutva sarvagyatvad. Sarvagyatvad. Aneva tam shashapa iti bhavaha. Because Agastya Rishi had two qualities similar to Bhagavan. Dayalutvam, he was merciful, and Sarvagya, he was all-knowing. He was all-knowing that Indradyumna Maharaj previously also, although he was performing devotional service, worshipping the Supreme Lord, but he was not, he was lacking in proper respect towards the devotees. So Agastya Rishi was aware of that, Sarvagya. And Agastya Rishi was Dayalu, he was merciful. So therefore, out of his mercy and out of being Sarvagya, therefore Shashapa, he cursed Indradyumna Maharaj. Tatracha anyatasya anyatrapi idrisha aparadas tatphala durbhogacha samutpatsyante. Tatracha anyata asya anyatrapi idrisha aparadas tatphala durbhogacha samutpatsyante. Stabdatvam sati shiksha matrena chikitsyatvat. So Agastya Rishi is actually, he gave this curse to Indradyumna Maharaj as in order to teach Indradyumna Maharaj. Shiksha matrena chikitsyatvat. Agastya's curse was like a treatment. For Indradyumna Maharaj, who had a stabda mati. So tatracha anyata asya anyatrapi idrisha aparadas tat phala durbhogacha samutpatsyante. I didn't understand the meaning of the shloka. So tatascha asya kadachit tan nistara syaditi tad abhiprayo nyeyah. So therefore we see that Agastya Rishi's curse upon Indradyumna Maharaj, it is out of mercy, it is for the purpose of teaching Indradyumna Maharaj, who did not respect the Brahmanas properly and was supposed to experience more great suffering, but Agastya Rishi, by his curse, he reduced his suffering. So these are the points given by Jiva Goswami regarding Gajendra's previous life, why he was cursed by Indradena by Agastya Rishi. So we almost covered all the points. Prabhupada also discusses Mukti means Mukti Hitva Anyata Rupam Swarupena Vyavastitihi, giving up all the designations related to the body and being situated in one Swarupa. And he speaks about Sayujya Mukti. The impersonalists, when they are averse to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, then they fall down from their imagined platform of liberation. Yenye Arvindaksha Vimukta Maninas Tvayastha Bhavat Avishuddha Buddhayah Aruhya Krichrena Param Padam Tata Patantyato Anadrita Yushmadangre. Anadrita Yushmadangre, because of disrespecting the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, and because of having a Avishuddha Buddhi, contaminated intelligence, they fall down from their imagined platform of liberation. Vimukta Manina means they think themselves to be liberated, but actually they are conditioned. So Patantyado, they fall down from that particular position. These are the points given by Srila Prabhupada in the purport. So I'll stop here. If anybody has any questions or comments, we'll take.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. That was a really very wonderful class and very nicely explained from all of the verses and nice examples you gave for us to understand like how the verse has been carried away, and especially for the specific verse for which Bali Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj, everyone is given as example. Thank you so much. And we have hand raise for Priti Vilasini Mataji. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for the very, very interesting class. Prabhuji, I did have a question, and this is about the commentary as you explained from Srila Jiva Goswami. So Srila Jiva Goswami says that the curse was kind of destined because he did disrespect Vaishnavas, or he didn't respect Vaishnavas enough in the past. But at the same time, we also see in this comment in one of the purports of Srila Prabhupada that in this particular instance, Indradyumna Maharaj was actually in ecstasy, thinking of the Supreme Lord. And Prabhupada says, although the king was not at fault, Agastya Muni cursed him. And it happened due to his past misdeeds. So, which means that this particular situation alone, he was thinking of the Lord and he was in ecstasy. He didn't intend to offend, but then because of his past offenses, the thing came true at this time. It just got matured at this point, and he was cursed. Is that the correct understanding we should have? How should we understand these statements?
Yeah, different acharyas, Prabhupada's lessons, we can take it. That also we can learn from that. At the same time, Jiva Goswami is giving this angle that in this instance also he committed a mistake. In the past also he had committed some mistake. Previously also he had said, according to Jiva Goswami, that previously also Indradena Maharaj had disrespected the Brahmanas. And in this instance also, according to Jiva Goswami, that Indradena Maharaj failed to respect Agastya Rishi and his other disciples who came along with him. So this point is given by Jiva Goswami. Prabhupada is trying to say that it is because he was absorbed in the worship of the Lord, and this curse of Agastya Rishis for the past mistakes, like that Prabhupada is saying. So we can, instead of, sometimes the acharyas may differ in the viewpoints, but from both we can actually learn lessons. Sometimes we even if you have not committed a mistake in the present, but we get a reaction for it. So your devotee, instead of fighting for justice of the present, he thinks that because the curse is coming from the Brahmanas, from the Vaishnavas, let me accept it instead of fighting for the justice. Because when we fight for justice, we lose the mercy of the Lord. The devotee accepts that as, oh, it is because of a past mistake, this curse is coming, and accepts like that. And also, another point we can also see is that generally, when a person is absorbed in the worship of the Supreme Lord, absorption leads to awareness of others' needs. So absorption in service of Krishna, sometimes, like for example, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whole night he would be absorbed in ecstasy. Once in his ecstasy, he started scratching the floor with his nails, and because of that, blood started coming from his body. Then after that, the devotees, they appointed another servant, Shankara Pandit, to be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the night time also, so that in order to protect Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from harming himself. But once it is described that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although he was absorbed in chanting the holy names, in the night time, Shankara Pandit went to sleep. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he put his chadar over Shankara Pandit in order to protect him from the cold. So what we see is that absorption and ecstasy, it also leads to awareness of others' needs. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even in his highest ecstasy, he took care of Shankara Pandit. He put his chadar and Shankara Pandit. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was so absorbed as a sannyasi, but he was aware of the smallest needs of Vasudev Datta. Vasudev Datta, he is always into preaching Krishna consciousness. He was worried that Vasudev Datta's finances are not taken care of. Therefore, he told Shivananda Saint to take care of the finances of Vasudev Datta. Like there are many examples that how the ecstasy in Krishna consciousness, it will also lead to awareness of others' needs, awareness of other Vaishnavas' problems, awareness of the conditioned souls suffering. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, there's a description that how the devotees in Advaita Acharya's house, they were constantly absorbed in Sankirtan. But the next shloka describes that Advaita Acharya and other devotees, they felt very pained to see the suffering of the common people. The previous shloka describes that how they were absorbed in Sankirtan. The next shloka describes that how they were pained with the suffering of others. So therefore, Indradyumna Maharaj, if he had truly been absorbed, then definitely he would have become aware of the Indradyumna. He would have become aware of the Agastya Rishi and other disciples coming there, and he would have shown respect to them. So I think if we check the commentaries, not able to immediately, I will have to check it. But I have heard that Indradyumna Maharaj was somewhat feigning to be in absorbed mode. He was somewhat acting like that. There's like that also. I think Jiva Goswami or somebody has mentioned in the previous shloka. So Agastya Rishi understood that Indradyumna Maharaj is feigning to be in absorption. So therefore, he cursed him to become an elephant. So this is the comment of Jiva Goswami. At the same time, Prabhupada's comments also we can take, and we can take lesson from that point of view. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So basically, Jiva Goswami also clearly mentions that this was not a true absorption, and this time also he was ignoring this episode also, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And thank you, Prabhu. That also helps. Meaning, what you quoted from Chet, that especially when you completely absorb, you'll be aware of others. It is a very nice way of reconciling. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for all these inputs, Prabhu. It really helped.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. We have one more hand raise, Radha Jyoti Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna and pranams to you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. My humble obeisances. My question to you is, you mentioned about patience, and you gave the points of liberation, which was really awesome. My question is about the patience that we need to cultivate, because when we do devotion or we try to do devotion, there is lot of obstacles and we don't know how the obstacles will come to what degree. And the second question was regarding this aparadhas that we do. When we chant these aparadhas, or the purification, when it happens, then there is a need of a patience as well as the faith. But when it comes to Gajendra, when he was trying to fight for 1,000 years, I was thinking about what exactly happened to his faith when he was fighting. That's it.
Gajendra was fighting with a crocodile for 1,000 years. He became exhausted, but then he actually realized that this suffering is because of my own karma. Vishwanath Chakravartipad mentions that. The Gajendra came to the conclusion that this suffering is because of my own karma. And then at that time, he also got the intelligence. The only person who can help me is the Supreme Lord. And then he took shelter of the Supreme Lord. So just like for every suffering, there are three causes: immediate cause, remote cause, and the ultimate cause. Prabhupada speaks about it in the 10th canto, I think chapter 4 or 5. Immediate cause, remote cause, and ultimate cause. So Gajendra was trying to deal with the immediate cause with his full effort to come out of the clutches of the crocodile. But after putting full effort for a prolonged time, he realized that it is beyond my capacity. Then at that time, because of a past devotional service, past karma, he also got a good intelligence that this crocodile is not the cause of my problem, it's my own karma that is the cause of my problem. So he accepted the remote cause. Remote cause is our own karma. So when a person accepts that, then he also gets the next level understanding. What is the next level understanding? That the ultimate cause of my problem is forgetfulness of Krishna. And therefore the solution for that is the remembrance of Krishna, taking shelter of Krishna. So at that time, he remembered the past prayers from the previous life. And then he started reciting those prayers. And Krishna, when in any devotee's life, when there are reversals come, Krishna never tests a person beyond one's capacity. Every person will face a situation according to his capacity only, within his capacity only. So that trust we can have in Krishna. So it will never be beyond our capacity.
So, Prabhuji, there was an extensive thinking going on when he was struggling with the crocodile. Is it?
No, no, his whole mind and body was just focused on getting out of the crocodiles, this one. But then when he became exhausted, so when he realized that it is beyond my capacity, at that time, then it dawned upon him that it's because of my own karma I'm suffering. And the only way, then this thought came to his mind, and then immediately the next thought came to his mind is that I have to take shelter of Krishna.
And about the patience cultivation, Prabhuji, how we should cultivate our patience in while facing the reversals or doing the devotion?
By developing faith, utsaha, nischaya, dhairya, by developing faith actually. And the faith, how do we develop faith? By regularly hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, by associating with the people who have strong faith. Faith means Shraddha hi Shastrartha Vishwasaha. Having complete trust in the meanings of the words of the Shastra. That is what faith means. So faith is cultivated by whatever faith we have, we invest that faith into practical action. And by that our faith will grow. And then with the increased faith, you invest that faith in the practical action. Then the faith will grow more. And by associating with the devotees, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, this is how we cultivate faith. That is a way to develop the quality of patience.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Eternally grateful to you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for a very nice class and very nice explanation to question and answer also. Let me see the chat. Okay. So we don't have any more hand raised, Prabhu. So yeah, we once again pay our gratitude towards you for such a very beautiful class, and very nicely you took the Jiva Goswami commentary also for this verse. And you said two things, right, Jiva Goswami has mentioned. So can you come again with that, Prabhu? Which Agastya Muni also know, but still it was God's plan that he cursed.
Jiva Goswami mentioned that Indradevna Maharaj previously also disrespected the Vaishnavas. He did not receive the Vaishnavas properly. Now also Indradevna Maharaj did not receive the Agastya Rishi and the other people. Not because he was personally insulted, but he felt that the respecting the Vaishnavas, that is not followed by the Indradevna Maharaj. And therefore, as he is supposed to experience much greater suffering, but out of his mercy, Indradevna Agastya Rishi reduced the suffering by giving him by making him go through the birth of an elephant. And then in one lifetime, he can actually attain the shelter of the Lord. So he pronounced the suffering as a matter of teaching Indradevna Maharaj as a treatment for his disease. That is how we did.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And how to see this curse with Parikshit Maharaj and Shringi and the sage, right, Shamikrashi. So even that was also means like Parikshit Maharaj, it was for the situation he did. It was not intentionally he did, right? So then that is also we'll have to take as the plan of the Lord, and how to compare this with this one, Prabhu, with Gajendras.
It is the Parikshit Maharaj being cursed by Shringi is the plan of the Lord, because Parikshit Maharaj never before he had disrespected the Brahmanas even in the dream. And in the future also, he never disrespected the Brahmanas in the after that incident also. After the cursing of Shringi also, he never disrespected the Brahmanas in the future. He never disrespected the Brahmanas even in the dream in the past. So only at that time, because of the circumstances of being hungry and thirsty, he put a dead stake on Samika Rishi's body. And actually, even that is surprising, because Parikshit Maharaj had such capacity to tolerate hunger and thirst that during the course of hearing Bhagavatam for 7 days, he fasted. So therefore, becoming agitated because of that hunger and thirst in the forest is surprising. But he became agitated and put the dead snake on Samika Rishi's body. So this shows that the Acharyas say that the whole instance was arranged by the Lord. And so that the Srimad Bhagavatam can appear in this world, can be spoken by Shukdev Goswami to Parishit Maharaj. So in this case, Parishit Maharaj, this incident, Parishit Maharaj putting a dead snake on Samika Rishi not receiving Parishit Maharaj, from the highest point of view, it is the plan of the Lord. From the highest point of view, it is the plan of the Lord, therefore so that the Bhagavatam can appear. But we can also take a lesson on the human level, that a true absorption in Krishna should also lead to awareness of others. If somebody is truly absorbed in Krishna, one will also, because being absorbed in Krishna means being in contact with the super soul. And the super soul will definitely remind about the other Vaishnavas or other people who are in need. So there's a mistake on Samika Rishi, that Samika Rishi did not receive Parishit Maharaj. From that point of view, we can see. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is the level of his absorption? But still, he put his chadar on Shankar Pandit's body. He was aware of the small bodily needs of Shankar Pandit.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much for this explanation. So my understanding is like, so this Parikshit Maharaj incident is purely God's plan, and now this Gajendra's incident is, as you said in Jiva Goswami's commentary, it is said that it's because of his past misdeeds, and also he didn't respect her. So so this is not like how we see Parikshit Maharaj instant, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. And we have one hand raised. Do you have time, Prabhu?
Yes.
Okay, Sudhakar Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dharmat Pranam. Beautiful discussion explaining about this Gajendra's thing. Just what I understood from your clarifications is this one. I would like you to confirm my understanding is right or wrong. You are clarifying to just now a while ago that about the reasons for the Agastya Muni cursing the Indradvani, right? So if we can summarize just as a lesson learned from this episode, is that disrespecting the Vaishnava or Vaishnava Aparad is considered to be the highest sin of all the sins? Because what I understood from you is saying that if Agastya Muni, just because he did not, if he would not cursed, he would have taken millions of years. That's what I understood from you. Right? Otherwise, that's why he cursed. Is it like that? Or
he would have to experience greater suffering. Mahadukha, that's the word used. But Agastya Rishi, out of his mercy, like he gave just a one lifetime of suffering as an elephant. And then Indradvani Maharaj would have to experience much greater suffering, but by his mercy, he reduced the suffering and he just gave birth to live as one lifetime as an elephant, and then in one lifetime, he also made the situation in such a way that he ultimately got delivered by the Lord, being caught in the clutches of the Prabhu.
Yeah, that is understood, Prabhuji. What I got a little bit confused is from what I learned. That's why he is a devotee, right? Indradvani Maharaj is a devotee.
Yes.
Of course, he may not be a pure devotee. I don't know what is the level of his devotion. He is devotee and he is praying Lord Krishna in his thing here, right? So, is it that while praying, if you disrespect any other Vaishnava, in this case, you said there are many other instances also. It is not only one instance. Agastya Muni took as opportunity to. There's other part of it, but is this the like disrespecting the Vaishnava is so biggest sin than any other sins?
Yeah, Vaishnava Aparad is considered to be one of the great Aparad. Vaishnava Aparad. Generally, it is said that even when a person is supposed to engage in deity worship, suppose a great Vaishnava comes to the temple. If there is nobody to receive that Vaishnava, one should stop the deity worship and go and receive the Vaishnava and then continue the deity worship. Like that it is mentioned in the Shastra. So, when a person is somewhat in the Kanishta platform, one is absorbed in worshipping the deity, but does not show proper respect to the other devotees. So Indradana Maharaj was absorbed in deity worship, but he did not show respect to the other Vaishnavas who came there. So there is a mistake on that part. The Name Ruchi, Vaishnava Seva, they are all connected. Is that Name Ruchi should lead to Vaishnava Seva, Jivedaya. But when a person is in the name of Name Ruchi, one is becoming a little self-absorbed. So it's also explained in one of the previous purport that in Agastya Rishi, being a Sarvagya, he was aware that Indradana Maharaj is somewhat feigning to be in meditation. He noticed that some Vaishnava, but still he did not receive them. Like that, Jiva Goswami says, but Prabhupada is explaining in a different way. Prabhupada says that in this instance, Indradana Maharaj did not commit a mistake, but he felt that for my previous mistakes, I have got this curse. So therefore, he accepted that curse in a grateful attitude. So that Prabhupada's purport also, we can take it as it is. But here, from the Jiva Goswami's point of view, that he did not show respect. So therefore, that is a kind of a Vaishnava Aparad. Vaishnava Aparad, when we chant the Vaishnava Aparad, the first Aparad is to blaspheme the devotees. Here, Indradana Maharaj is not blaspheming the devotees. He is not committing that kind of severe Vaishnava Aparad. But he failed to receive the Vaishnavas. When the Vaishnava comes, we are supposed to be happy. We are supposed to receive them. But Indradana Maharaj did not receive them. He was just absorbed in his own meditation or worship of the deity. So there is a disrespect towards the Vaishnava.
Okay, Prabhuji, on the same line, sorry to prolong it, but I just want to clarify because sometimes I get confused by hearing so many other stories. In the scriptures, in the case of Lord Vittal, the Vittal Bhagavan, when he comes to that house of the devotee, and that devotee says, he throws the stone, that is brick, and he asks us to stay there. Now I am in the service of my parents. So from that, at that point of the time, I was told that the dharma is basically not to serve the God. Whatever you're doing, that is your dharma. That was what I heard from somebody at some other lecture. So, but from that context and this context, it seems to be not to be something contradictory. Or I got confused. This is why I'm asking you this question. I just remember this one, so this is why I'm asking you.
No, his parents were Vaishnavas. He was doing Vaishnava Seva. Actually. So he was doing Vaishnava Seva. They were not simply service to the parents. Vaishnava Seva. Service to Vaishnavas is even higher than service to the Supreme Lord. The scriptures clearly say that some people may interpret what dharma to the parents is higher than service to the Lord. No. Bhagavatam says that Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radhokshaje Ahetu Kyapratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. The highest dharma is to perform unmotivated, unallied devotional service to Krishna. The dharma towards the parents is a important varnashram dharma. It's a dharma on the bodily platform. So the service to the Supreme Lord is the dharma of the soul. Just like soul is the one which gives life to the body. Similarly, the Atma Dharma, Bhagavata Dharma, service to Supreme Lord is higher than the Varnashram Dharma. That is clearly mentioned in the Shastra. But in this case, it is not simply Varnashram Dharma of serving the parents, but they were Vaishnavas.
Okay. Yeah.
So therefore, the Vaishnava Seva is higher than even worship of Krishna. So that's why we see that nice contrast with this story also. So here Indradana Maharaj was absorbed in maybe deity worship, but he failed to show respect to the Vaishnavas, which is actually higher than even deity worship. That is why the Shastras say that if nobody is there to receive the Vaishnavas, we should stop the deity worship and go and receive the Vaishnavas and then continue the deity worship. Yeah.
So this is, in summary, Vaishnava Seva precedes even the Lord Krishna Seva. Is that
Yes,
like that?
exactly. Yes, exactly.
But then we are hearing that the whole purpose of the human life is to do the service to the God, ultimate God, right? So then, somewhere I'm just missing the link. When we all say what is the purpose of the human life is to serve God. Who is the
Yeah.
God? There is only one God, Lord Krishna.
And that Krishna
Vaishnavas
is
are not gods,
more,
right?
and that Krishna is easily pleased. And Krishna, you can please Krishna most easily by pleasing the Vaishnavas. And the Vaishnavas are the bona fide spiritual master. What they tell? They tell that you chant the holy names of Krishna. They tell the spiritual master engages the disciple in the service of the Archa Vigraha. Spiritual master tells them that you also serve the other Vaishnavas and you preach to others. Then the way the Vaishnavas, they engage the devotees in the Lord's service, chanting the holy names. So the best way, the easiest way to please Krishna is to go through the Vaishnavas. The more the Vaishnavas are there between us and God, the safer we are. Just like the more number of lenses are there in a telescope, when you want to see a distant object, the more the number of lenses are there between your eye and the object, the greater will be the clarity of the vision. Similarly, the more the number of Vaishnavas are there between us and Krishna, that means the more we cultivate the attitude of servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna, the safer is our position. We can please Krishna most easily.
Probably in today's life, like identifying who is true Vaishnava, who is true Sadhu, is a big challenge than even attaining the God. That is what we learn from many people. So in today's life, just that is what you are discussing the scriptures. For example, I am doing some sadhana, I see some Vaishnava. Today we don't know who is true Vaishnava. What I understand from you is Vaishnava is a true Vaishnava as per the scriptures, not just wearing somebody pretending a outlook like a Vaishnava outlook. So in today's world, for example, like a sadhak for me, if I do service to a God and I ignore by not knowingly or unknowingly or whatever you can say the Vaishnava, is it still considered to be a sin? Because I don't know whether he's a Vaishnava or not. I don't know about him, though he just comes there. What should be the my? Of course,
Shastras also tell about who a Vaishnava is. Shastras also educate us about how to understand a Vaishnava. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told the residents of Kulinagram, they asked Mahaprabhu that how can we Grahasthas, how can we attain perfection? Mahaprabhu said that you chant the holy names and serve the Vaishnavas. Then they asked the next question, how do we understand who is a Vaishnava? And Mahaprabhu said that one who chants the holy name even once is a Vaishnava. And then, so they understood who is a Vaishnava. One who chants the holy name even once is a Vaishnava. And then next year they again came to Jagannath Puri. Then they again asked the same question. And Mahaprabhu gave the same answer. You chant the holy name and serve the Vaishnavas. And again they asked the same question. How do we understand who is a Vaishnava? Then Mahaprabhu gave the higher level of understanding of a Vaishnava. One who is constantly chanting the holy names, he is a Vaishnava. And then third year, they again asked the same question. And then Mahaprabhu gave a third understanding of a Vaishnava. One, that person, by seeing whom others are inspired to chant the holy names, others are inspired to remember Krishna, such a person is a Vaishnava. So Mahaprabhu gave three definitions of a Vaishnava. One who chants the holy name even once, there is a Vaishnava. One who is chanting constantly. And one by seeing whom others are reminded of Krishna. So these three definitions of Vaishnava refer to Kanishta Vaishnava, Madhyama and Uttama Vaishnava. So that's when the Shastras give they also they guide us about how to understand a Vaishnava. So we can't say that I don't know who is a Vaishnava. That Shastras also tell us. Yeah, Rupa Goswami, the Upadeshamrita, he also talks about how to deal with the different categories of Vaishnavas. In the 5th and 6th shloka, he speaks about how to deal with the different Kanishtadhikari Vaishnava, Madhyama Vaishnava, and Uttamadhikari Vaishnava. And how we should not judge a Vaishnava based on the bodily situation. So these guidelines are given in the Shastra. And when main thing is in the devotional service, the first anga of bhakti is that Adav Guru Padashraya. We take shelter of a spiritual master. And under the guidance of a spiritual master, a person executes devotional service. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that the progress in devotional service depends on the executing devotional service under the guidance of a guru. It could be a Diksha Guru or a Shiksha Guru. And they will educate us about Vaishnava Seva, identifying a Vaishnava, etc. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for that very nice explanation. And I think that in that case, we are always said that we'll have to respect everyone, right? So because we are like even the Paramatma and the Lord is sitting in everyone's heart, right? As Paramatma. So in that case, we'll have to respect anyone, no matter he is a Vaishnava or not. But we'll have to respect anyone. That's what even. We also hear from lectures of few acharyas and Vaishnavas also. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for that. And we have one last hand raise, Bala Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. To piggybacking on this discussion, last question in the discussion is that your level of appreciation serving the Vaishnava also grows as you grow spiritually, right? Like Mataji was saying, your level of growth, you would see everyone as a Vaishnava who is in association with Krishna, even Ikanishtadhikari, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your level of growth is lower, and you would have this differential understanding, but your level of bhakti grows more deeper. You have even more appreciation of understanding, wider appreciation of understanding who is Vaishnava, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. Is that the right way to think?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Uttamadhikari Vaishnava is one who is free from the propensity to find fault in others.
Yes.
He sees Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, when somebody would come to him and tell about some fault of a Vaishnava, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami would immediately say, no, don't talk anything about the faults of a Vaishnava. I don't want to hear. So, Uttamadhikari Vaishnava, he is free from even the propensity to find fault in others. But that is the highest aspiration. But definitely, when our progress in devotional service depends on to the extent we try to focus on the good qualities of others, we ignore the faults. Even though we may see the faults, but we ignore the faults. So that is the that's why Vishwanath Chakravarti also in the 4th canto, 4th chapter, he speaks about 4 levels of sadhu: sadhu, sadhu tara, sadhu tama, and ati sadhu tama. To the extent we become more and more fine in our perception of focusing on the good of others and ignoring the faults, and goes to the extent of magnifying the slightest good quality to be like a mountain and ignoring even the great fault. So that is the very high level of Vaishnava. So your viewpoint is correct. Thank you for sharing.
Wonderful. So where is this in 4th canto?
Srimad 4th canto, 4th chapter, Doshan Pareshan Hi Guneshu Sadhavu. I think 12th shloka, 4.4.12. Doshan pareshan hi guneshu sadavo grikshnanti kechinna bhavadrisho dvija gunam cha phalgun bahuli karishnavo makattamastesh avidad makattamastesh avidad bhavanagam. So Sati is telling to Daksha, Lord Shiva's character is that he sees the smallest good quality and magnifies like a big mountain. He is Ati Sadhutama, whereas you are Ati Asadhutama. Lord, you are finding only fault in the character of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is such an exalted person, you are able to see only fault in Lord Shiva. So you are Ati Asadhutama, but Lord Shiva is Ati Sadhutama. So that word comes. Gunam cha Falgun Bahuli Karishnavo. So you can read that shloka 4.4.12.
Wonderful. So that would be the yardstick for my personal growth with Guru's, like you said, shelter, that the level of my spiritual growth depends upon how my vision goes in that direction.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Appreciate your patience and thorough explanations. This is one of the best classes I enjoyed and grasped a lot of great points that I can implement on a daily basis.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, we don't find any more hand raise or questions in the chat. So, with your permission, we can end the call here, Prabhu. Thank you so much once again from all of us for coming on the call and giving such a very wonderful class and very wonderful explanation for the questions also. And your replies were so amazing and it gave a very nice different thought insight also for us. So, we want a association in future also. Devotees, let's pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarupasya.
Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhubhyo patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Jai. Jai.
Jai.
Praise Radhika
Radhe.
Prabhuji ki
Jiki Jai.
Jai.
Thank you,
Radhe
Prabhuji.
Radhe.
Wonderful.
Jai. Radhe
Nityananda.
Radhe. Ranga.
Nityananda.
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 Radhe.
Gauranga.
Hari Bol.